Hi everyone. I thought we might work on some 6 by 6. I have, several of these pads of 6 by 6 papers. This one is a little heavier. It's cardstock. This one is paper. It says 180 GSM. I'm not sure how that equates, but it feels like maybe 65 pound. It's not heavyweight cardstock, but it's thicker than paper, thinner than cardstock, but this one works quite well. But I wanted to make up some envelopes. I've been working on some of these little coin envelopes and some of these, for inserts. I've made 2 coin envelopes and 1 regular envelope, but I thought I might as well bring you along for Make Ahead Monday. Some of these 6 by 6, I'm using air quotes there, are not true 6 by 6, and you can see, I don't know if you can see, but they're off, number one, because I've measured it a couple of times. They're very consistently crooked. I don't know where this pad came from, but it's double-sided, so the envelopes turn out fine. And what I will usually do is just ink around the edges ahead of time, and that will cover up that little white area so that it's not as noticeable. These are real pretty prints. I don't know. It says Couture Vintage Rose Garden, so I'm not sure if I got it at Tuesday Morning or Hobby Lobby or where. Not sure. This one had a little bit bigger white edge, so I want to do that on both sides, although that's probably going to be the inside, so it won't show. And my sponge is just really disintegrating. Gonna have to change over this one. Although some people say it doesn't really work right until it gets all grungy and starts falling apart like that. And it does. I mean, it does give a different edge to it, so maybe I'll push through till it actually disintegrates in my hand. Cover up some of this. Okay. All right, so this is easy, right? If you have the punch board, which so many people do. If not, I got this at Tuesday Morning, and I want to say it was $9.99. I don't remember if it was on sale or if that was the price, but I know on Amazon they're at least $14.99. So, but right here, it says for a 3 by 4 card size, you're going to start with a 6 by 6 paper. And a lot of times, rather than going for a specific card size, I will just, whatever size scrap I have, come on here and say, okay, I want to make use of this, 11 by 11 piece of paper. Well, that's going to be a 6 by 8 size card that would fit in there, or whatever scrap. Let's see, where's the 8.5 by 11, or 8.5 by 8.5. That's going to be a 5 by 5.5 size cards. The envelope is not going to be that size, but it'll fit that card. So I'm thinking, are these 3 by 4? Well, not those, but are these 3 by 4? Just a regular standard deck size. They are 2.5 by 3.5. So, but either way, those would fit inside there also, especially if they're embellished, So sometimes it's good to have a little bit more room in your envelope. Okay, so anyway, I've got my 6 by 6 here, and all I'm going to do, it says here we're going to start on the score line at 2 5/8. So I'm going to come up here and find 2 5/8. I have a real hard time seeing that line, but I know where 2.5 is, so it's the next line over. They're written in gold, and on this particular board, I know the gray ones that's written in white, but on this one's written in gold. So I'm getting a reflection, and it kind of just bleeds that way. So I'm not sure the gold was brilliant, but we'll make it work. Okay, so we're going to punch it, and I'm going to use this carefully, and I have a hard time starting from the inside, so I kind of come from the outside and then press it gently because I have torn these. We want to turn it around, line it up with the score line, which I know happens to be up here 3 3/8. So punch it and score it. Turn it again, and I'm going to come back to 2 5/8, which happens to line up here. Punch it and score it. And turn it one more time. It's going to come at 3 3/8. Punch it and score it. See, there's no place in here that, I mean, there's like a 1/4 of an inch leeway in there, and so that's why I start here and go in, because I'm not sure exactly where it's supposed to line up. Anyway, let me get that out of the way for a second. We will just do a standard envelope first. So if you fold it vertically, you're going to get somewhat of a coin envelope, but if you do it horizontally, you're going to get a standard envelope. Now I need to decide, what do I want on the inside at the top, or maybe I should decide what I want at the outside at the top. I'm thinking, because that line is still there, I want to put that at the bottom. Even though I really like that, would be really cute in there, it's not going to function for me. So I'm going to fold this, and I'm going to fold this sides in, and there we go. So that will be the top of my envelope up here. Fold that down. Okay, so this can be left just like this, and you can glue these sides here. But if you want, you can take those out. And what I do is I'll take my ruler and I'll line it up here across, and I'll just draw a line. Now, you could do this with a score a line and then fold it, but I'm just going to clip that off. Just clip it off right on inside that line. So now I have a nice closure there. Put some ink on there, and yeah. So here's the hard part. Where do I glue? Okay, well, this comes up to here. So basically, you're going to glue here. If you glue here, you might go a little bit too far, but sometimes just go a little bit less and open it up. See, I've got my glue down there. Now I can push that down, but I can pull it back, and I can look, and I can say, okay, look where that glue is. It's way in here. It's not on the edge at all. So then I can come back and go here on these edges. I don't want anything up here because that would interfere with me getting things inside the pocket. But I do want that glue to go to this edge. So that's my two-step glue process. Now we have the ink. We didn't ink. I probably should have inked after I pressed it and scored it, and then I would have ink around these edges, but that's okay. That's not going to matter. I'm going to fold this back and ink along here because I like the way that looks. And I'm going to ink around here. And as I go along the sides here, those places that we missed will pick up ink. from when we punch the corners out. Okay, so go along here. And there are lots of videos on how to do this. But this is a quick way, and it just turns out so pretty. Okay, so that's one more regular envelope. Get some gunk out of the way here. And let's do the butterfly one. Let's do a coin envelope this time. It's pretty much the same. We're going to start here at 2 5/8. And we're going to punch and score. Okay, we're going to turn, match up the score line, which should be approximately 3 3/8. There we go. This paper is, if you were doing it with thinner paper, you could probably feel that little channel. All right, we'll turn it again, line it up, punch it, and score it. And turn it one more time, line it up, punch it, and score. Okay. Get my little scraps out of the way. Those would be good probably to keep for a shaker card of some sort. Oh, look how pretty that is. Okay, so we want to decide which way is the top. I suppose this would be the top. So I'm going to open this out, and I am going to trim these top and bottom at 1 1/4. So I want to, I've got 1 1/4 here. I want to line up my score mark there on 1 1/4 and trim. Turn it around, line up my score mark on 1 1/4 and trim. Okay, so that's my top and bottom. And then on here, I have to decide which side do I want on top. I can leave it this way, or I can trim this piece down. So in order to trim that piece down, what I want to do is take my ruler, and I'm going to line this up, and I'm kind of using the plaid underneath as a guide, and I'm just going to draw a line there. Now, you could also fold these pieces. You don't have to cut them off. Yeah, it just is easy to fold them. But I want to cut this piece here. And this actually comes out to about 1 and a little over 1 1/2. Okay. Cute little butterfly piece. Keep that. Use it as a corner accent somewhere. Okay, so then we have, this is our top, and we have a little coin envelope, like so. This is our top. Okay, so for this, we don't want to glue up into these corners. We only want to put glue right here on this cut edge, and that goes over like so. Otherwise, if you put glue past that area, you want to go right along the edge also, because otherwise you're going to be gluing it down inside. That's a very short overage. Okay, then on the bottom here, I usually do a little thin line here and here, and also here. fold that up. I got a little bit too much, but that'll come off. And then when I'm finished here, I will always stick my bone say that 3 times fast, bone folder inside the pocket just to make sure that nothing is stuck down. So, yeah. And then, like I said, I like to do make ahead things that are, you know, neutral. And this is pinks, it has reds, it has grays, but it would fit in with pretty much anything that I do. I do a lot of florals and a lot of butterflies, so yeah, this would be perfect for that. And then I'm just going to ink a little bit to grunge it up a little bit, do that edge there so that that white area is not as noticeable, and just go around the pocket, and I can make a stack of these in no time because I have a ton of these 6x6 books that I have not been using, and yeah, I think it's pretty. So I've got the coin envelopes and the regular envelopes. Here's one I made earlier, and a couple more coin envelopes. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, making a few more of these and see if I can use up some of my stash. And I will be back tomorrow because I saw a very cute little book made out of a coin envelope. So I would like to try to do that with you tomorrow. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.